The secrets I seek rest with Sister Seldina. She still has the means to create more cataclysms, so the danger to Fargrave and Nuren remains. We must ascertain the location of Deadlight, and this hidden stronghold the Bladebearers heard mentioned. Everything I know about Deadlight is rumor and conjecture. It is a plane that suffered some great cataclysm in the ancient past, a realm forgotten and lost to time. I had hoped that Madam Wim would know more, but she claims the place is a mystery. Interesting. The Bladebearer clan's scouts are indeed competent. Perhaps they can find the trail where we have thus far turned up nothing. Very well. Find Rincaius and see what he has learned. Meanwhile, I have my own research to conduct. I asked Rincaius to meet us here in Fargrave. You should find him in the Plaza of Portals. See if his scouts learned anything useful, or if he requires your assistance. In the meantime, I have investigations of my own to attend to.
Sorry, I was just thinking. Ever since we returned from Fort Grief, I've been having strange visions. More forgotten memories bubbling to the surface. At least, I hope that's what it is. Some mortals who linger in Fargrave for too long go insane. Twice now, something triggered a return of memory. First when the Collector examined my mask, and then when I disrupted the Cataclysm. But I just see fragments. Nothing clear or precise. Funny, but I think the amulet has something to do with it. Yes, whatever I did to the Cataclysm, and it was me, I'm certain of that, even if I don't understand how. It also charged the amulet. Like what happens to a Lucent when you place it in a Dynamis font, except this energy draws out my memories. As I said, fragments. Glimpses of clarity in a haze of forgotten moments. I feel loneliness. I see a dark, enclosed space, a flash of blinding light. Nothing very useful or definitive, I'm afraid. Maybe Lyrinth can help me make sense of it.
I've heard the Daganists have been largely driven from the city.
Frey considers this development. The cult's votives no longer affect the mortals of Fargrave, then.
Yes, a relief to be sure.
Hail, Rincaius! We found it.
Report, what have you uncovered?
You were correct. The mortal Daganists have broken with Vulcanar's Nakvraz. They retreat to a hidden stronghold in Deadlight.
Where is Lyrinth, mortal? As you heard, the Bladebearers have found Sister Seldina and her cultists. The waking flame has nowhere left to run. I forced a cultist to tell me about Deadlight. It's a broken realm, apparently destroyed by Mehrunes Dagon eons ago. He gave it to the cult and they built a stronghold there. A clever hiding place. But the portal to the realm requires a special key. That we have not yet determined. But I have a plan. You must follow one of the groups of cultists, trail them to the portal, and take their key. If the portal key works like the keys to Fargrave, you'll also need the code to operate it. We will search for more cultists. Here, the locations my scouts found in the Deadlands. I suggest you start in the Sever. Find a key in the portal and we'll rendezvous before the assault begins. And take the Daedrat with you. His smell offends me.
Let us find these mortal cultists and finish with them, Master. Then we can wreak vengeance on the traitorous Nokvraz. As you say, Master. I remain in your debt and will do as you command. My nose will guide us. My rage will drive us. And my fury will freeze the cultists in their tracks. Let us hunt, Master. This place reeks of the mortal cultists. Now we know where the portal is, Master, but it's warded against beings such as myself. Prudent, but annoying.
Would it kill them to run away? Well, no, I guess it wouldn't. Maybe they should try that.
Yeah. Someone got to these cultists before us, Master. That's the cipher we need, Master. Perhaps Rinkias' plan will work after all.
Isn't a tour.
Too
It's a
late
tale.
again, Master. Someone beat us to them. Check anyway. Maybe we'll find something important. An intact portal key. If we align the symbols properly, it should open the way to Deadlight. We have what we need, Master. The Deadlight portal lies to the west, beyond the Blood Pit.
Locked and warded against Daedric incursion. These mortals are more resourceful than I imagined.
You did well to find this place, Rincaius. Ah, mortal. Let us confer.
Good. I was worried about you out there on your own.
On your own? Who is Aarox the Mutilator? Chop Ogrim's spittle?
Since you found your way to this portal, I assume you also recovered a portal key and the cipher necessary to activate it? Very good. And I also assume that you heard Rincaius? Sister Seldine awarded this portal not just to prevent my entry, but any other Daedric entity as well. Neither I, nor Rincaius, nor Aarox will be able to step through this portal. Learn whatever you can about the Cataclysm and Sister Seldina's plans. Then I suppose you will want to kill Seldina for the sake of Fargrave and Nirn. Just keep an eye on the Anchorite. The events at Fort Grief have triggered an onset of memories. Did I say I was concerned? Just watch her. Neither we nor the Anchorite know what her memories will eventually reveal. Who she really is. None of us may like the answer. Go. We will wait here. Try not to destroy anything I may want to examine later.
I'm ready when you are. Lead the way, friend. This is Deadlight? It feels familiar. Lyranth and Rincaius told me about this place. Mehrunes Dagon chased some long-forgotten enemy to this realm and laid waste to the plain. Then he awarded it to his mortal cultists, and they built a citadel here. It seems familiar. I don't know. It's just a feeling. I'm getting those kinds of impressions all the time now. Like the dam has cracked and the memories are spilling out. I wonder what it will be like when the dam finally bursts. Nothing that will help us find Sister Seldina or another Cataclysm, if that's what you're hoping. It's just a feeling. Let's keep moving. We should search for a way into the Citadel. And let's try not to alert the entire fortress that we're here. The front door might not be the best approach. Let's look for another way in. This path looks promising. Let's see where it leads. That says Emperor Morikar personally ordered Elagian to design the cataclysm for Mehrunes Dagon. That was a bit of a warm-up. Sister Seldina bore a child to Emperor Morikar because she thought Mehrunes Dagon told her to? That's crazy, isn't it? Sister Seldina worships destruction because she sees Mehrunes Dagon as a way to repair the design of Magnus by destroying the world. So they forced Elagian to have visions and create the cataclysm as part of some deal between the Longhouse Emperors and Mehrunes Dagon. But when Morikar wanted to ensure that his heirs ruled the world, Seldina wants to see the world destroyed. Yes. Can you believe it? They think they can make more of those terrible incarnates, and faster too. But have they built this new device, or do we still have time to stop them? She believes that Mehrunes Dagon will destroy the world with fire in order to remake it. After suffering at the hands of the Reach, she took up with Emperor Morikar and joined the Waking Flame. Like she was trying to remake herself as well. Right, a daughter. I suppose she'd be Emperor Leovik's half-sister. Have you heard of anyone coming forward with such a claim? I'm not totally current on happenings in Tamriel, but even in Fargrave we hear rumors. Come on, we should keep searching. In my fragments of memory. My amulet. It's drawn to the altar. Can you take a look, please? That altar and my amulet. I wonder... Hey, I've got an idea. I had an idea, and then suddenly... the memories are overwhelming. I see other people... hear their voices. They're filling the room. Yes, I've been here before. The amulet. It's like it's singing to me. I want to try something. The power I summoned to deal with the Riven Cataclysm. I think I can do that again. The amulet reacted when I did that before, when I was focusing on the Cataclysm. This time, I want to focus on the amulet. I think it will answer me. By unlocking everything this mask has been keeping from me. I remember things that aren't here now. A totem in the stands, a starry globe, something in the mural. Watch closely when I concentrate on the amulet. I think you might see them too. If you see any of the items I mentioned, move closer and examine them. It's too much. Do you see them? Hurry and take a closer look.
Do you know why I brought you here, Novice Maraid?
I do not, revered sister.
Because I could not leave you in isolation any longer. You must know the truth. You are the daughter of Emperor Morakar. And I am your mother. We will finish your training here. Do not disappoint me. When Magnus saw the mortal world was flawed, he abandoned its creation. Foolishly, the other gods proceeded and doomed us to suffering. Learn this well. Joy is an illusion. Love is a lie.
What became of Magnus, Mother?
Magnus watches from the sun, waiting to repair what the others set amiss. You will give him that chance, Maraid. Everything depends on you.
I don't understand the lesson of this tapestry. What does it mean?
Mehrunes Dagon stands before Magnus as a weapon of hope. He possesses the power to shatter the mortal world, so it can be remade. But a spark within the world is required to summon Dagon's cleansing fire from oblivion. You, my child, will be that spark.
No, Mother. I can't do that.
You dare deny your destiny, Maraid? The blood of emperors flows through your veins. This is your purpose. You will see it done.
Time is short. The mask will control your powers, protect you from them. And as long as you wear it, all will forget you, including yourself and your mother.
Thank you, Elagian. I can't do as she asks. I won't be responsible for the end of the world.
I will forget you too, Maraid. But I will leave you with my name, and I'll hold on to your father's amulet. If you ever need your memories, find me. The amulet is the key. This portal will take you to Fargrave, to a new life and a new world.
My mind feels like shattered glass, reflecting images from 1,000 shards. How can I sort through it all? Years of missing memories, flooding back in mere moments. What happened after I placed the amulet on the altar? Then you know, Sister Seldina is my mother, a consort of Emperor Morakar. Is that why I was hidden away, raised in secret? Gods, she raised me to destroy the world with an army of incarnates, to kill so many innocent people. It's all coming back. Elagian was ordered to make me a mask to protect me from my powers, but he secretly altered it to hide me from the Dagonists, from my mother. I have to confront her. If I can remember her now, then she can remember me too. No. I want her to see what I've become. The girl she tried to turn into a weapon is the same woman tearing down her wretched cult. The power of the mask is broken. I'm Maraid, but I'm also the Anchorite, and I'm through hiding from my past. Sister Seldina must be nearby. I'll put an end to this myself.
The Daedra are attacking! Nokvros broke through the wards! Nokvros demands it!
Cry for Mummy. I'm still here. Thanks for asking.
Maraid. Together, we can destroy you and set everything aright.
Set aright? I refuse to be your weapon, Mother. I'm here to stop you.
Foolish girl. You do not know what you are, and I do not need your cooperation. You must submit.
I should have waited for you. You have to stop her.
You dare turn my daughter against me? You will be cleansed in the fire that remakes the world! Fool! You cannot stop!
You have my thanks. You eliminated Sister Seldina and served up Morikar's heir on a silver platter. Her blood will fuel my perfected cataclysm. With it, I shall conquer Fargrave for Mehrunes Dagon. And after that, your world shall fall!
My amulet, friend! Keep it safe!
Can you hear me, mortal? I'm opening a path to Fargrave. Hurry! Ah, good. Now that you're here, tell me what happened in Deadlight. Valkanos Nokvros and an entire cohort of Dromora attacked the portal to Deadlight. They overwhelmed and eventually shattered the ward. Rinkaius and I were forced to retreat. It seems I retrieved you just in time. Wait, Where is the anchorite? Why would Valkanaz Knockfrost take the anchorite? We saw that she had some power over the Cataclysm, but what use of that would Knockfrost have? Unless... could he have succeeded in building his own Cataclysm? You unlocked her memories? Overcome the power of her mask? Interesting. And Knockfrost has a... what did you call it? A perfected Cataclysm. Tell me, what did the anchorite remember? The daughter of a Longhouse Emperor and a powerful follower of Mehrunes Dagon. That's a recipe for, quite literally, disaster. But why did Knockfrost take the anchorite? We can't allow Knockfrost to harm the anchorite or spill a drop of her blood. We will deal with that shortly. You ended the threat of Sister Seldina and revealed things I did not know. I am satisfied with that, little mortal. Take this with my thanks. We can't leave the anchorite in Valkanaz Knockfrost's hands. That would be a very bad idea. He can use her blood to create devastatingly powerful incarnates. Abominations even I could not stand against. We must assault his fortress, Ardent Hope. We cannot allow Mehrunes Dagon's servants to possess the anchorite.
Why concern yourself with this? We can outlast the mortals.
Perhaps. But the chaos still threatens us. What do you see, mortal? A Tremora shell on the ground? What does that matter? We don't die after all. Could bring chaos. Disrupt the town's stability. Someone knew this and sent Tephalas back to oblivion. I need to know who. You can help. Wretched Spire hides Daedra. Can't get summoned while here. We like that. But mortals want us gone. That won't happen. Tephalas seeks a treaty. Removing him delays that. The mortals may try to purge Daedra in his absence. If so, they'll die. We know not the source of the Spire's protection. Any change might end it, including mortal deaths. You are mortal. Save your people. Speak to them so I can find the one who seeks violence. If lives do not concern you, I can provide mortal coin. Several mortals stand about gawking. 2 will tell what they saw. Rodzara speaks freely to anyone. And Harvin on the hill, allied to Daedra. I'll take Tephalas' shell to a necrologist in the Daedric area. Meet me there with what you learn. The Daedra of Wretched Spire prefer our unbound status. No masters, no summoners. We will stay under the protection this area provides, at any cost. Tephalas spoke for us with the city's leaders. Treaty negotiations, influence over city operations. Very smart that you recognize this. My answer is unsatisfying. Daedra do not want to change anything about Wretched Spire. The protection source remains unclear. The Spire? The people? Until we understand more, all must stay the same. Solitude. The constant disruptions of our existence by mortals anger us. An agreement would ensure we are left alone. You should understand. The mortals believe they allow us to stay. They cannot conceive that we allow them to live. A researcher specializes in the empty shells Daedra leave behind. Their composition uses alchemy and magic to reveal secrets. He doesn't speak in the mortal tongue often, may confuse you. I'll need to interpret for him. A complicated place, even for a mortal town. It exists as a boil in the Deadlands. An infection that Mehrunes Dagon knows exists, but cannot heal. It goes unwitnessed, to my benefit. Did Mehrunes Dagon's arrival on your plane go unnoticed? Was his tearing a city from its roots a common event on Nirn? I have never been there, so I do not know. A mortal summoned the prince. He ripped up the spire and flung it here. Good question. No one can say. I hear many theories, protected by a different prince, saved for later. Dagon thinks it's funny. Nothing certain. Without an answer, we must maintain stasis. Nothing can change, otherwise Dagon may take notice. I refuse to have a master. I reject clans. No prince compels my allegiance while I stand within these walls. This arrangement suits me. When Tephalas began negotiations with the mortals, I offered him protection. As you can see, I failed. Tephalas makes his own choices. He is unbound just as I am. If he wishes to walk without me, then so be it. I would not stop him, though obviously it was foolish. Limited mortal philosophy. Can he force me to kill you if I did not wish? No. Can he embed thoughts in my mind, forcing me to worship him? No. Can he bring me to another plane against my will? Again? No. He is no master, only a useful tool.
I saw you over there talking to Nora, just like I watched you come into town for the first time. Nothing goes on around here without Rodzara noticing. Want to know what happened to that Dremora dead on the ground? How could I miss it? One moment he's walking along, the next he falls to the ground. His body shook a little, then nothing. I thought only a blade to the chest could kill them. Not that I care. You'll find no love for those things in my heart. No, not a soul. Neither person nor creature around him when it happened. But he was coming from the spire and going toward where the Daedra stay. Probably getting up to foul business. You know how they are. I keep my eyes on them. Seems to me that we should have handled it long ago. Daedra aren't meant to live among us. They have everywhere else they can go. Why do they insist on staying where I'm forced to see their strange ways? I say, gather everyone and kick them out.
Greetings, stranger. Is this about Tephalas' death? Or I suppose, not death. The Daedra tell me that is not really how it works with them. I imagine he will come back eventually. Do you know Noroth? The two of you spoke for some time, I saw. Again, not death. Displacement? The proper word for their unique situation eludes me. To answer your inquiry, no, I did not see what occurred. I was actually headed into the Daedric district to meet with Tephalas when I stumbled on the scene. Tephalas and I are friendly. As much as any Dremora has friends. I helped him gain the trust of the city council to begin treaty discussions. He just met with my father, Farvin, leader of the council. I wanted to know how the negotiations went.
You're here. Ritual starts soon. Tell me what you learned.
Agree. Remnant speaks to artifacts.
I mentioned a necrologist. Mixotet's the one. If the shell holds clues, he can find them. His ritual requires your aid. I promised you would give it. First, tell me what you learned. Did Immortals see what happened? Magic from a distance, then. I saw no scorching from fire. Cursed object, maybe? No, pockets were empty. Let's hope Mixotet reveals more. Why did he leave the Daedric area? He preferred not to upset the mortals. Makes sense. Would Farvin attack him? Maybe. He resents all Daedra, but how? And why the delay? Still too many questions. Don't like it. Help Mixotet with the ritual. Claims the magic needs mortal hands. Promised me it won't hurt you. By smoke and light, Mixotet will call for a reagent. Find it, throw it on the ashes. He will explain what he sees. I will translate for you. His speaking needs practice. Start with the dead Bainkin. We can go from there.
Infinite thirst for prepared interest proposal. Turned advice as vanity and neutral. Misery wisdom arises to the spirit scream. Fragile tendrils allow connections to foregone, and until now, your efforts become necessary. Salvage physicality. Triangles examine interior hollows. Broken soul, limited cycle, grounded. No more understanding. Ancient folding across rivers. The track yet written beyond his general. Forfeit linear pointed strangers. Recommended blush of new. Floating beneath and above into similar plateaus. At juncture perform exaltation. Discreet. Remnant inside flames. Secrets whisper. Explore the skull. Pathways withered. Flew after darkness.
The brain decayed rapidly. Forced the vestige from the shell. The urn dust next.
Burning dust, boiling land. River source, hunt the chest. All dancing in river, fade the marrow.
Poison flooded the shell, but from what? Last, the blueprint.
Shattered sky, ecstatic bloom. Abdomen exploration in our trails. Charred reveal.
Poison beneath the skin. The entry point. We must talk.
Lighted stump brings strange ichor. Northwest.
Curious. A poison that affects Daedra. This is new to me. We know more now. Not a random attack from a hater of Daedra. Someone able to apply this to Tefilaz. Got close. This was planned. First, I need this substance. Not to use, to examine. And maybe to use. Depends on how events progress. Mixotet says he knows of it. On a fallen tree to the northwest. I would like you to collect some. Too dangerous for me. I will ask around about this poison. See if someone peddles it. Perhaps someone moving for power. Then I'll visit the last person Tevelas spoke to. Faven Indoril. Meet me in the spire, center of town. Unlikely he reveals much without you there. Arrived when the spire fell. Mehrunes Dagon flung him here. Hates Daedra now. Understandable. Leads the Mortals Council. Opposes Daedra residents. Possible suspect. Tevelas explained the situation. We will not leave. If the mortals attempt to force us, they will die. Simple. Our existence can remain adversarial. Knives forever at our throats. Tension makes existence a burden, inefficient. Or it can be beneficial. They provide a seat on the council. We offer protection from the Deadlands' many threats.
Well?
Do not pursue this, Faven. It will fail.
Daedra don't belong here. This was once sacred ground.
Father, please, just hear Noroth out.
This conversation goes as expected. Faven has a simple mind. Surprised Tevelas hasn't killed him yet. The blighted tree, did you find it? A sample of poison may help us identify our target. Well done. Beginning to understand why mortals summon Mainkin. Very useful to have an assistant. A curious substance. If we find anyone else with it, we may have our target. Speak to Faven. You're a mortal. He may respond better to you. Ask about his conversation with Tevelas. Get a sense of his plans. Important we delay a purge, at least until Tevelas returns.
Another stray piece of refuse has stumbled into our town, I see. At least you're not a scamp or some other horrid creature. Well, welcome to Wretched Spire, apparent home to all of the Deadlands cast-offs. Why have you come? Now, you can't really kill those things, can you? They just keep coming back whether you want them here or not. But yes, I hear about everything that happens in Wretched Spire. Odd, I just spoke with him. Have you learned how he was killed? What? You're investigating the death of a Dremora? Why bother? That creature will be back in a matter of days. He came to push for the damn treaty of his. Wishes me to allow Daedra to reside here permanently. I refuse to allow it. No idea. However, Teflaz seemed occupied with looking into a recent arrival to Wretched Spire. A shady character named Vontan. If you're so interested, talk to that scoundrel. He squats over with the other dangerous trash in the flea pits. Why? Do you know how I arrived in the Deadlands? Why I'm likely forced to live out my days surrounded by blight and storm? Are you so ignorant of the very place where you stand? Mehrunes fetching Dagon flung me here with half the city. Peace, fair. Daedra are single-minded creatures. They only strive for what their essence tells them to seek. They don't want peace with us. They only see a truce as a means to an end. What that end is remains mysterious, so they shall have no treaty. Farvin of House Indril, though I don't know if that matters so much anymore. I lead this cast-off of a town. The task was much easier when we arrived. We were mostly Dunmer. They knew their place. Now, it's an assortment of adrift refuse. I came with the Spire, crashed down after being ripped from my beloved Mournhold and flung into oblivion. Never really understood how I, or any of us, survived. But I stopped thinking about it. Newcomers tell me it was more than 600 years ago on Nirn. Only a few decades have passed for me. I can still remember the feeling of my stomach dropping as we lifted into the air. Time flows differently in Oblivion's embrace. Tarvin, yes. He introduced Teflaz to me. A good son, but one who needs to learn his history. He was born here and never saw Mournhold. He doesn't understand what the Daedra truly are. I hope that he never needs to. Not enough, unfortunately. He appeared recently skulking around, trying to avoid being seen by decent people. He lives over in the flea pits, where we relegate those who won't stay civil. I should really clear out the flea pits.
Really don't like your odds.
Wait, please. Just listen.
Gilfric sent you to haunt me, didn't he? Dubious hench ghost, this one is not fooled. Ah, mercy! This one does not wish to become Gilfrex's ghost slave as well.
Just stop for one moment and let me explain.
off your attack, Ghost. Shirodar knows when he is caught, but have mercy. No matter the size of this one's death, Gilfrex gets nothing if Shirodar dies. You... don't? That one, the Ghost, she said the same. But Gilfrex has his tricks. His dogs hunt this one like an animal. Shirodar does not know you, so he thought you among them. If you are not with Gilfrex, what do you want with this one? Mora, the Daedra who is most rude. To hear it from her, this one's fragrance would befoul all the corners of Oblivion. Never has Shirodar been so insulted. Sorry, Shirodar is too busy fleeing for his life to be of much help. Oh, if you were to get Gilfrex off Shirodar's tail, that would make you much more agreeable in this one's book. Shirodar is greatly in debt, but what Gilfrex asks for is beyond what this one can deliver. Perhaps you can remedy this. Gilfrex rules the Fleepit district, feeding on desperation and despair. Shirodar suspects he is not so important for a Daedra, but among the dregs of Wretched Spire, he is a king. This one should not linger in the Fleepits. He will hide outside. He is under the impression that this one can retrieve some foul Daedric trinket from a most dangerous place. This one is much more skilled at fleeing and cowering. Unfortunately, Gilfrex will likely kill Shirodar for refusing.
Let's find this Gilfrex and be done with it.
You're watching. Never used to fight this much. Until I met you.
Please, my Lord Gilfrex, I just need more time.
Time? I have time. You do not. One day, filth. You're not one of my debtors. Yet. But everyone in Wretched Spire needs something, and I provide. So what can I do for you, poor mortal? Right to the chase. I hate that. I like to watch the needy squirm. Shirodar, for example. Big squirmer. You, not so much, I suppose. Is that why the cat sent you? As muscle? Raw deal. You'll never collect. Either way, I'm getting what I'm owed. The cat promised he could get me a little item called the Slave Choker from False Martyr's Folly. But it was all talk. If I don't have that collar by the time I find the cat, I'll make one out of his tail. Understand? It's not getting me any closer to the Slave Choker, that's for sure. Fine. I've wrung enough fear out of the cat these last few days to have my fill. It's overpowering the more subtle miseries I savor. His debt is cleared. Now go.
You need to tell them. Oh, damn. It hurts.
Just stay put. My friend is never going to catch up if you keep running off.
But that is how Gilfrix catches up to this.
Regret, I was detained. Did you find Vontan? What did you learn? Dead. Another murder. And this time, a mortal. So, the trail ends here. Waking Flame. The mortal followers of Mehrunes Dagon? Here? Could they seek to disrupt our protections? We must speak to Faven. He needs to know about this threat, and then we must purge the cult before they endanger our sanctity. Faven must know what you learned. I refuse to allow my protection to fall, and I doubt you want to see the mortals here endangered by this cult. We must return to Spire Hall. First thought, someone in town is secretly a member of this Order of the Waking Flame, and possibly someone who Tefilaz was in contact with. Otherwise, they would not have gotten close enough to administer the poison. Perhaps, but I think it unlikely. Faven protects the town, claims it as his domain, would never allow outsiders to take over. The mortal holds too much pride. And he hates Mehrunes Dagon. No sense to it. Not yet, but in time. These type of rooms, not my specialty. Also, I am cut off from a great deal of knowledge. The price of freedom. Bother? You mean anger? Upset? These aren't experiences that I have. My moods are set, fixed. I am who I am, who I will always be. Even my search for freedom from mastery is eternal. Living here, just a temporary success.
It's you. The ghost says everything is all right. Gilfrix no longer wants my tail, or any other part of me. Is it true? Gilfrix forgave it? Gilfrix never forgives anything. Or perhaps Master Erwin was right. This one's fortunes can change for the better. Perhaps next time it will even be Shirodar who changes them. Well, you see, this one does not know the Master's ever-shifting path, so he cannot say for sure. But he does know that Master Irving planned to visit a new disciple. Or disciple-to-be, rather. Hykso, a skeptic of the Master's ways. This one will mark the place on your map. He is certain you will find the Stubborn One and Master Irving there. Unless Ervink has already convinced Hikso and they have both moved on. No, no. Shirodar is sure you are meant to cross paths.
My synchrosthesia is shifting again.
Popping now? Events spiral out of control. Once again, no struggle. So he decided to act against the Daedra. We should destroy that note. I think I understand. Let us speak. Farben planned to attack Daedra, attempt to push us out. And it would have failed. The mortals don't have the numbers, the strength. And we would just keep coming. Won't happen now. But we needed him to remove the waking flame. No leadership now, Yes. They refer to a location. A kind of encrypted map. But also a key. The waking flame's nearby camp indicates the cultists are about to make their move. I will try to rally the town, but I need you to go to the camp. Do what you can to stop them. The inscriptions describe an entrance to the southwest. It may be hidden, well guarded, but you seem capable. Find what you can that explains these events. Do your best to hinder the cult. I will seek to rally the town's residents, all of them.
You know those Tremora with the big swords, the blade bards, I think? They're looking for something in the Deadlands.
The Blade Bearers. I heard it's got something to do with that Tremora lady, the mortal with the funny mask, and their ally.
What is it? I should have joined the buoyant armigers.
I did what I must. My own father! Because I believed your lies! Stupid! Lock him up. We march on the spire soon enough. They found us! Let the fires rise up!
Grab him! That one put up a fight, didn't they?
I'm sorry! Leave me alone! I did what I thought was right!
You're chasing Tarvin? He ran toward the east.
By the three! I turned my back for a moment and suddenly there's a...
Are you looking for Tarvin? He ran up the hill.
You chased Tarvin, mortal? Very well. I shall follow.
Don't you understand? I was helping them. The Daedra deserve a home. So, you figured it out. You know I killed them. Tefilaz, Vontan, even my father. But you don't understand. How could you? The Daedra deserve their freedom. They're beings with souls, just like you and I. And we should protect them. Well, I always fought for the Daedra. They just want a home. They belong here as much as we do. That group, they said they would help. Mortals on the side of Daedra, they said that if I poisoned Tefilaz, it would spur the Daedra to action. Tefilaz will be back. But then you showed up. I had to kill Vontan to protect myself, and my father wrote that decree. It would have been a war. The mortals, we would have all died. I couldn't let that happen. I didn't want to kill him, but I had to. I know. I've done horrible things. How do I even begin to atone? But I'll go. No more running.
A confession. Good. Makes things easy. Tarvin, undermining our safety. Didn't see that possibility. I don't understand his thinking. Why help us? Why invite danger into his home? Mortal reasoning doesn't follow an obvious path. Daedra don't need help. Why fight for us? I thought mortals valued their own kind. I will take him back to town. We need to stabilize it. Make it the same as it was. Nothing must threaten my protection. You completed the task. Here's the payment. 2 mortals dead. Tefilaz displaced. Tarvin racked by guilt and shame. Too much disruption to the status quo. You did well. I do not believe in bindings. If I did, I would choose you. Mortal capability at its best. My wish? Wretched Spire stays the same. Nothing changes. Nothing disrupted. Whatever power provides the protection for Daedra remains in place. We cannot bring back the mortals. A complication, then. But I will work to fix that. His father was leader. To keep the status quo, Tarvin must take up the position. My people will not care, and we can appease any mortals who speak out. Tarvin will see the wisdom and agree in time. Manipulable, that one.
I've heard the Daegonists have been largely driven from the city.
Frey considers this development. The cult's votives no longer affect the mortals of Fargrave then.
Yes, a relief to be sure.
Frey ponders this with regret.